My fellow Nigerians, it's me, the presidential candidate Diko Trumano of the Republican Party of Nigeria and Team Monga leader again. Today, I stand before you not just as a candidate, but as a concerned citizen, a son of this great land who loves Nigeria with every fiber of my being. I look around me, and I see a nation divided. A people fractured along the lines of tribe, ethnicity, and religion. A country where the very idea of one Nigeria is being questioned. Many voices now call for the breakup of this nation. They say Nigeria is a forced marriage. That we are too different to coexist. They argue that separation is the only solution to our problems. But today, I ask you, is division truly the answer? Let us look at history. Let us learn from those who have walked this path before us. South Sudan broke away from Sudan in 2011, full of hope. Today, it is one of the poorest and most unstable nations on earth, torn apart by civil war. Yugoslavia was once a strong federation, but its breakup led to years of bloodshed, genocide, and economic ruin. Even now, some of its successor states remain weak, divided, and struggling. Division, especially in Africa where tribal and religious sentiments prevail, does not always guarantee peace or prosperity, it often brings more suffering. Now, let us look at our own history. Before the British came, Nigeria was not a single nation, but a land of over 200 ethnic groups, each with its own traditions, kingdoms, and conflicts. The Yoruba people, though united by language and culture, fought bitter inter-kingdom wars such as the Ije War, the Keriji War and Owu War, etc., before British conquest brought enforced unity. The Igbo, my brothers from the East, never had a centralized government, they lived in independent communities, yet today, they are a strong majority group within Nigeria. The Hausa kingdoms, the Fulani, the Kanuri, the Edo, the Tiv all had their own systems, their own rivalries. But here we are, over a century later, bound together by history. Let us check out just two breakup scenarios. The two scenarios are: 1. The breakup into northern and southern Nigeria. And 2. The breakup into the 6 countries based on the geopolitical zones. Any of these scenarios will most likely lead to anarchy and conflict in most of the emerging countries. For example, in a northern Nigerian republic, there will be a great division between the Middle Belt and the Hausa Fulani-dominated northern parts, which can break down into a major conflict, while in a southern Nigeria republic, the Yorubas and the Igbos have had a history of not being on the same page since Nigeria's independence. I also don't see the Kanuris happy to be in a small northeastern republic nation where they are dominated by a Hausa Fulani majority. Also, fractures have started appearing between the Hausas and Fulanis in the north in recent times, so a northwestern republic might not be a happy scenario. Now what about a south-south republic? The Itsekiri, Yoruba, and Ijos have fought a number of interethnic wars in Warri alone since 1999. Then imagine including the Edos, the Efik, and so many other tribes in the south-south. There is so much division and rivalry amongst the many tribes in the north-central that I will only use the Tiv and Idoma rivalry in Benue as an example. There are many divisions within the homogeneous Yoruba and Igbo tribes that will make up most of the southwestern and southeastern republics respectively based on clans, religion, sect, etc. My fellow Nigerians, my point is that it is better we learn to coexist while we are a huge nation with so much potential than fall into small irrelevant nations that will still be divided and plagued by the same issues we are currently facing. Yes, our union was not by our own choosing, but must we let that define our future? Must we allow the mistakes of the past to dictate our destiny? Or can we, the people of Nigeria, choose to rise above our differences and build a nation where no man is oppressed because of his tribe or faith? The problem is not that we are different. The problem is that many of our leaders, past and present, have exploited those differences for their own gain. They have used division as a weapon to keep us weak, to keep us fighting among ourselves while they loot and enjoy our commonwealth. But I say to you today, Nigeria's strength lies in its diversity. If we can unite, if we can see ourselves as Nigerians first, there is no limit to what we can achieve. I am not here to pretend that the road will be easy. True unity demands justice, fairness, and equal opportunity for all. It demands leaders who will not favor one tribe over another, who will not use religion as a tool of division. It demands a government that works for every Nigerian, North or South, Christian or Muslim, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, or Ijaw. China has a majority Han ethnic group comprising of 91.5% of their 1 billion-plus population, but what most people don't know is that they have another 55 minority ethnic groups which total about 125 million individuals based on their 2020 census. But you never hear of discrimination. The Central Party is interested in the growth of all. Russia is another example where the different ethnic groups are thriving all around the country while most of the breakaway independent republics are weak shadows. Rwanda rose from being a war-torn country to being a gem in Africa when they embraced the president's message of all of them being Rwandans instead of Hutu and Tutsi. My fellow Nigerians, the choice is ours. Will we allow ourselves to be torn apart, to become another cautionary tale like South Sudan, Central African Republic, the DRC, or Yugoslavia? Or will we come together, heal our wounds, and build a Nigeria that is strong, prosperous, and united? I, Diko Trumano, believe in one Nigeria. Not because our past was perfect, but because our future can be. Join me in this mission. Let us rise above division. Let us reclaim our destiny. Together, we can make Nigeria great again. In my next couple of addresses, I will talk more on this and why it is important for Africa and the black race that we get our act right before we run out of time. I will also talk about the policies I will use to try and steer us in the right direction if elected. Let's make Nigeria great again. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.